We're finally moving from the Bay Area to Sacramento. I'll explain why and bring you through the whole journey. We're leaving the Bay Area. And even saying this out loud feels a bit strange. Because when people hear that a family is moving, they usually think about the house, the price, the square footage, the new chapter. But the truth is, a move like this is never really about the house. It's about identity. It's about timing. It's about pressure. It's about your kids, about trying to make the right decision for your family while knowing that no matter what you choose, something will be gained and something will be lost. So in this video, I want to bring you into the real story, not the polished version, not the highlight reel, the real version. We built a life here in the Bay Area, and this place definitely means something to us. There's history here. There's familiarity here. There's routines, and when you've built your life somewhere for a long time, leaving does not only feel like a move, it can feel like you're stepping away from a part of who you've been. But at the same time, we've been asking questions, and these questions consist of what kind of life are we building? What do we want day to day to actually feel and look like? What makes sense for a family now, not only emotionally but practically? And are we holding on to something because it is still the right for us this next season, or because it's familiar? This is where this move starts. Not with boxes, not with builders, not with model homes, with real questions. For us, the move is about moving toward a different kind of daily life, more space, more breathing room, a home that fits the way our family lives now, a chance to build the next chapter with more intention. And yes, we're moving to Elk Grove. We're looking at a new build, and there is a lot that comes with that. Excitement, pressure, timing, unknown budgeting, upgrades, and the reality that selling one home while trying to buy another one is nearly not as smooth as people make it look. And then there is the part where people do not talk about enough, the emotional side, especially when you have kids, because kids are not thinking about floor plans and interest rates. They're thinking about their room, their school, their friends, their routines, and the little things that make life feel normal. So part of this journey is not only about making a smart housing decision, it's about leading our family well through change. And that matters to me a lot. I also want this series to be useful. We're going to document the whole thing, selling our home, preparing it, decluttering it, making tough decisions, touring communities, choosing a builder, choosing a floor plan, working through timing, managing overlap, packing up our life, helping our kids through the move, and finally seeing if the reality matches what we've hoped for and what we think that it would look like. This series is not about pretending we have it all figured out. We absolutely do not. There are real emotions in this, and there are trade-offs in this as well. There's excitement, there is doubt, and that is what makes the story worth telling. So this is where it starts. Before the sign goes up, before the boxes take over the house, before the final decision is fully locked in, this is the beginning of our family's move from the Bay Area to Elk Grove. And we're gonna bring all of you guys through it all. We locked down a new construction home in the Tuscan Ridge community in Elk Grove, and the target move-in date is October 1st. But before that happens, we need to sell our current home and use the proceeds toward the down payment and make sure the timing lines up correctly. So this series is not just a personal moving vlog. This is a real-world breakdown for homeowners who are thinking about selling in the Bay Area and relocating to the greater Sacramento area. Here's the first thing people need to understand. When you're selling one home to buy another, you're not dealing with one transaction, you're dealing with a chain. Your current home has to be prepared, it has to be priced correctly, it has to launch well, and it has to attract the right buyer. And that buyer has to perform. Their loan has to close, your proceeds has to be released, then those funds needs to be used for the new purchase. And if you're buying new construction, the builder has their own timeline. That's why this move has to be planned backwards from the target move-in date. The biggest mistake is assuming everything will just line up. That is not a strategy, that is hope. A better strategy is asking the hard question early: when does the builder actually need funds? Can the buyer qualify without selling first? Is the current home sale required for loan approval? What happens if the current home does not sell on time? Can the seller negotiate a rent back? Is bridge financing available? What is the backup plan if the builder is delayed? What is the backup plan if the sale is delayed? These are not small details. These are the details that determine whether the move feels controlled or chaotic. Right now, the focus is planning. Before boxes, before movers, before the emotional part of leaving one home and starting another, the first step is getting the right financial timeline and sale timeline clear. Because the goal is not just to move, the goal is to move without giving away leverage. If we list too late, we create pressure. If we overprice, we create risk. If we accept the wrong buyer, we create uncertainty. If we ignore the builder timeline, we create a potential funding problem. So the plan is to prepare the home in June and July, target a listing launch in early August, aim to be in contract by mid to late August, close in September, and be ready for the new construction closing before October 1st. If you're a Bay Area homeowner thinking about moving to Elk Grove, Sacramento, Roseville, Folsom, or anywhere in the greater Sacramento area, this is the part I want you to hear. Do not start with homes, start with sequence. Your sequence matters more than your search, because if you find the perfect home, but your current home is not ready to sell, you may not be able to move forward cleanly. And if you sell your current home without knowing where you're going, you may create pressure on the other side. The right plan connects both sides. Over the next few months, I'll be documenting the full process, the financial planning, the home prep, the pricing strategy, the listing launch, the buyer feedback, the offer review, the escrow process, the new construction walkthrough, the closing, the move, and then the honest debrief after it is done. What worked, what I would change, what surprised me, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and what I would recommend to other home buyers trying to make a similar move. If you're trying to figure out whether this is the right time for you, based on your numbers, your goals, your situation, reach out. I'll help you break it down step by step so you can make the right move. Comment relocation below and we'll connect. Looking forward to working with you soon.